I have talked about a lot of characters on this channel. Almost every single one. I've talked about every game, every person's story. But there is one woman I have been forgetting. One woman that we have all been forgetting. We have never seen her face, but she has been living a nightmare for over 2 in-game years. Soras Mom. Once upon a time, Sora's mom lived on a small chain of islands called Destiny Islands. It was a simple town, made of small shacks and little castles. It was nestled between 2 big volcano-shaped mountains. It had a mayor and a tropical climate. It was a beautiful, sunlit oasis, right on the beach in a seemingly endless ocean. It was a great place to live. She must have been born here, and she fell in love with a fisherman. And together, they had a son named Sora. When they were young, Sora and his best friend Riku would go and play on a nearby island until they were old enough to go there on their own. They were dropped off by Sora's dad while he was fishing. Everything seemed fine, but years later, unfortunately for Sora's mom, she had just finished cooking him dinner when during a thunderstorm, he vanished. Riku was manipulated by the ghost of a long-dead man named Xehanort. This ghost convinced him to open a door that would cover the world in darkness. Riku did this knowing that he may never see his parents again. But Sora had no idea this was going to happen. He was planning on sailing off into the ocean on a makeshift raft and abandoning his mother, but he didn't want the world covered in darkness. So Sora's mother was eaten by the darkness, along with her husband, Riku's parents, the mayor who was raising Kairi, and everyone else in town. After a few weeks, Sora managed to unlock Kingdom Hearts and return all the worlds destroyed by Xehanort back to normal. It doesn't seem like anyone on the island even remembers. Selphie seems perfectly fine. After Kingdom Hearts 1, the world was reset. Kairi returned home, but the others were gone. Sora's mom and dad must have been devastated. Kairi was the only one who was back, and no one would believe her. Would she even tell them that she was hiding in Sora's heart? That he used a magic key-shaped sword to open the door to Kingdom Hearts? Everyone was horrified that these 2 kids disappeared. But something worse was coming. Only a few hours later, she began to forget her son. Everyone was forgetting Sora. His existence was slowly vanishing from people's minds. For a year, Sora's parents had completely forgotten that their son existed. They had no idea why they had this bedroom full of kids' toys. Who was this kid in all their photo albums? Did their son die? Was he missing? What was his name? It must have been written on the back of a photo or on paperwork somewhere. There's gotta be like a child protective services on the island. Did Sora's mom run around screaming, "Where's my son?" and everyone ignored her? Also, nobody could find Riku. What about his parents? They didn't even remember Sora existed. I guess after a year, everyone just thought Riku was missing, and Sora's parents were crazy. Maybe he ran away, maybe he was kidnapped. Happens more often than you would think. But over the course of a year, people moved on. Suddenly, just as Sora's mom began to think, did I make him up? Sora's mom could remember her son. But all that pain and all that suffering came flooding back. Not only did she remember that her son had been missing for over a year, but everyone did. Suddenly, Kairi was missing again, and everyone realized how insane they were being to Sora's parents. Sora was missing for the last year, and everyone was gaslighting his mom, saying that he didn't exist. When Kairi, Riku, and Sora returned to the island that they used to play at, did Sora return to see his mother? We didn't see it. Sora and Riku stood by the tree and hung out. They looked at the sea. They talked about how nothing had changed, and nothing ever would. And just as quickly as they arrived, they left again. They went off to take the Mark of Mastery exam and try to save the universe from Xehanort. Sora felt like it had only been a few days, but Riku lived a year of his life on his own. And Kairi spent a year thinking that Sora didn't exist. And even worse, because Kairi left with them, there's a strong possibility nobody even knew that they were on the island. Someone might have spotted them. You could see the dock from the shoreline, but nobody knew for sure. We have no idea. In the original timeline, Sora, Riku, and Kairi died and then the universe was eventually destroyed and filled with darkness. But after they saved the day, a bunch of kids appeared on the island. A bunch of random kids with buckles and random weird anime outfits showed up hanging out. Did they talk to their parents then? Who knows? We didn't see it. But even worse, Sora had vanished from existence. And even more bizarre, Kairi left and put herself into a coma for a year, and Riku supposedly spent all that time trying to beat the data battles in Kingdom Hearts 3 and find a way to save Sora. At no point during that year have we seen them return home. So as far as we know, Sora's mom made Sora dinner, got caught in a shadowy storm, slowly forgot her son, was gaslit by the world when she realized he was missing. Everyone remembered her son a year later, only to learn that people might have spotted him disappear along with 2 other kids. Sora's mom is the most tragic character I have ever heard of, and we have never even seen her face. If there's one thing that I would like to understand, it's her story. I would love a movie about this. It would be horrifying. It's like that movie Changeling, but with Mickey Mouse. Anyway, I'm Aloney the Bard, and that's something weird to think about. Thanks for listening. Bye. Whew. Man, that was a short one. Short and sweet. I've been really busy lately, so I didn't get a lot of time to work on this one. But ever since Kingdom Hearts Summer, I haven't been able to get this video out of my head. Like, what the fuck, Nomura? Why do you even give them parents at all if you're just gonna ignore them for 20 years? Am I just supposed to ignore the fact that Riku doesn't seem to give a fuck about going home? He seems to despise being back home in every single aspect. Like, I get that Sora wants to fix everything so he can go home, but we couldn't get one post-credit scene where we just hear Sora's mom scream that her son was back? Like, damn, dude, that's nuts. That's cray-cray. Anyway, if you liked this video, here's one YouTube thinks you would like, and here's a random video I picked. I hope you liked this one. See you loners later. Bye. I got Karen hair. I like this do. I wonder if anybody notices that I change my outfit every time.